guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the page. I'm Julian. Right now, I'm in my brother's bedroom once again. And for this video, I'm going to tell you guys the books I loved and did not like this year. This year, my reading goal was to read 55 books, but by the end of the year, I only read 38. The last book I read was The Darkest Star, meaning I didn't read anything on December. But at least I'm making this video because last year I did the best and worst books I read in 2017. Now I'm gonna do it for 2018. So the first books that I'm going to show you are my favorite reads of 2018. Now some of these are books that weren't necessarily like published this year, just that I read them this year. So there's only going to be 5, so yeah, let's get on with it. Number 5 on that list is To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. I just never thought that it would be that good because I tried reading it before. When I found that there was going to be a movie, I was like, oh, there's going to be a movie, they're filming it, maybe I should try like reading it. And I tried reading it at that time and I was like, I don't really like it. So I stopped, and then my sister like bought it and she read it, and then I was like, maybe I should try it because the movie was coming closer. It was already like May, April at that time. When it was April, I was like, okay, let's do this, let's read it. And dang, I was so amazed. It turned out to be one of my favorite contemporaries. I loved, I cried, I just couldn't like make words. I am also happy that the movie was almost as good as the book. And we're getting a sequel! Damn! Okay, so the fourth one on this list is Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J Maas. This isn't Kingdom of Ash, of course, but I still haven't bought the copy, the UK edition. I saw it already in full book, but when I was about to buy it, my sister was like, no, you already bought a book, you already read that, you can't buy that anymore. I was like, screw you. I made a review for this book. Well, not a review, it was more of a reading vlog. It was a 2-part reading vlog, so if you want to see my reactions, you can click on the description below. I'm gonna link it there. It was such a beautiful ending. It was almost what I really wanted because there was something that I wasn't so sure of if it's going to happen, because I'm still bothered that it wasn't shown in the book. Why did we have to like stop at that point? Just, it was the end and you stopped at that point. It might not be a big deal for other people what I'm talking about, but it is to me, and I can't say it because it's spoilers. But yeah, I really loved it, and it's over. So the third one on this list is Muse of Nightmares by Lani Taylor, the second book in the Strange the Dreamer duology. So unfortunately, it's the last book and I was so shook. I didn't expect it to be that good because Strange the Dreamer was okay. Half was boring, half was fine and awesome. But like, I didn't expect the second and last book to be that good as Muse of Nightmares. I was shook. And my reading slump for fantasy just went away when I read this. I read it for like 5 days, which I was already happy about because at the point when I read this, I couldn't like read a single fantasy book. I love how Lani Taylor like formed the antagonist, and the relationships in this book just, it was so good. And now I'm recommending Strange the Dreamer to everyone because maybe if you get bored at Strange the Dreamer, just don't stop there. Don't DNF it. Just try the second book. Just try. Okay, second to the last on this list is another contemporary, which is All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover. I cried a lot, like a lot. It was terrible how much I cried. It broke me, and every chapter just broke me. It couldn't have just, how can a book do that? Like every chapter it'll break you. And it's about a marriage that is almost crumbling down, and it's just, you're just there like you want to fight for it. You want to be the protagonist and fight for that relationship. It hurt my heart so hard. So yeah, if you're not a Colleen Hoover fan, like I don't like a lot of Colleen Hoover. Like the books I've read of her, some of them I really didn't like, but this one, if you really hate Colleen Hoover, just give this one a try. we're heading into the last book. My favorite of favorite. It's two, okay? It's two books because I have to. So my favorite of favorite this year is the Arc of Scythe trilogy. Well, the third one hasn't come out yet, but the first two books, damn! These two were amazing. Just, I couldn't believe it. When I read it, I was just like, the fudge. Scythe was already fantastic. It's already amazing. But when I read Thunderhead, I couldn't believe that it could be better. It's just fabulous. Some people found these two books boring, which I understand. Like, I can see it being boring in the eyes of some other people, especially if you have a slump, although I did read this when I had a slump and it sort of removed my slump. But I could see it being boring for some people. But still, for me, thank God, I understood it, I enjoyed it, because the plot, I've already said it so many times. So many times, guys! Through this year, I've said it so many times. I love this. Beautiful. I'm so excited for the Tall. Okay, the Tall. I just found out the name of the third book like last night. It's the Tall, and I'm just like, why is there a the? Why can't it be a tall? Because like Scythe, Thunderhead, it's just one word. You ruined the series with the title. Here now, we are heading over to the books I didn't really like. Okay, I wouldn't rank them the same way I did with my favorites because I just think that I just don't like them all. Yeah, so let's just get on with it. First book I didn't like this year was Bahama, my pretty mama. Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. Now I liked Eyeliner the Happily Ever After. It was okay, and I thought it was cute. I thought that it could be just a good, you know, just a small read. That's why I wanted to read And the French Kiss. And oh god, I hate Anna. She's a hypocrite. Also, I've said it so many times, I hate it when books romanticize cheating. I just really don't. It's disappointing. And it's so funny how the cheating was like put in this book because it was so ironic. Just plain ridiculous. A lot of people already made a rant review for this book, so I think I wouldn't like make another one. Next book I didn't really like this year was Ignite Me by Tahera Moffi. I could have put the entire Shatter Me trilogy on this. Well, the first trilogy, because I actually now like Restore Me, because I can see how Tahera Moffi just progressed as the writer, and I really love that. But first, let's not talk about Restore Me, let's talk about the first three books. Now, I'm not putting Shatter Me and Unravel Me on this book because I expected them to be that bad. People said that on Shatter Me and Unravel Me, she's like the worst person in the entire planet. Juliet Ferrars, the protagonist in this book. And they told me the third book will change that. She will have the best character development. And I was expecting it. I was so excited. I expected Shatter Me to be terrible, Unravel Me more terrible, and this one, okay, character development, here we come. And then I got the book and I read it, and what the fudge? It's like she flew to the top of the Empire State Building and didn't take the elevator or the stairs. I just don't see the character development people were talking about because it didn't have the stages. It was like she was this like crumpled down, like this little girl, like crying for her boyfriend, and then suddenly she's like that. She just wanted to be this good. She was so over hills with herself. She was like, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. She's so impulsive and stupid. That is why I really hate Ignite Me, because I expected so many things from it and it didn't give me that. And I read Restore Me, and I could see how Tahera Moffi has like developed as a writer. I can see that she's now trying more character development on Juliet, even though I still hate Juliet. But we finally have Warner, so like what the heck do I care about Juliet, right? Next book I didn't like. I really did not like this one. The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han. I haven't read the other two books in the series, but like I didn't expected this book to be bad. Like I expected this book to be just good, like okay. I was hooked. Like I liked Belly as a character at first. I was like, oh, she's sort of like me. Like I could see myself in her, and then suddenly she has like a big head. And it's annoying. Like she's so in love with herself. Like now she's 16 and she's like, oh, look at me, I have boobs. Look at all the guys who likes me. Oh my gosh. Like, oh my god, shut up. I had a reading vlog when I read this book. I read All Your Perfects and this one in one video. I'm gonna link it down below if you want to see it. I want to like buy the other books in the series already so that I could just finish it. Her development as a writer though, Jenny Han, like I like it. Next book that I didn't really like this year, well, didn't really like is the small word, more like hated. Maybe Someday by Colleen Hoover. I made a rant review for this. Gonna link it down below if you wanna see it. Just pop, pop. I think I've already explained myself with this one so many times. You know how much I hate it. Last book that I didn't really like this year was The Nerdy and the Dirty by B.T. Gottfried. I also talked about this on my October wrap-up. I didn't really like this book because it was so fast-paced. Felt like a Wattpad story that wasn't like put into second draft when it was chosen to be published. I think the idea of the female protagonist in this book was good. Like she was like talking about her sexuality as a woman, and I know in this book she's sort of scared to put it out there, but at least we got to talk about it. I think that's the good part, but the execution of it all was really terrible. There were a lot of cringy dialogues that I was like, what the fudge is this? And the male protagonist, he was described as a smart guy, which I didn't really see when I read it. Like I didn't see him as a smart guy. Like he didn't even like say anything smart or genius. Okay, so those are the books that I loved and did not like for the year of 2018. As you can tell, I didn't really read a lot of books that I really enjoyed because this year I really focused my attention on contemporaries because fantasies and other series like really gave me reading slumps, so like reading contemporary made it easier for me to finish a book. So yeah, this is the video. I hope you guys liked it, and tell me what are the books you really enjoyed and did not like this year. So yeah, I'll see you guys and you'll see me on the next video. Bye bye.